So I'm going to talk about what I think about Medal of Honor. The new version has been released this year, 2010. So far, the game gives you a. It's hard to say. It's something you have to experience. Yes, people will say the best way to sum it up is a balance between Battlefield Bad Company 2 and Call of Duty, but it really stands out on its own as it lacks certain features or certain defining features of Call of Duty and Battlefield to say that it's a clone or a child of those two games. Now, I will tell you things that Medal of Honor does not have. Medal of Honor does not have spotting. It does not have an excessive amount of vehicles. There is no knife lunge. There are no perks. Um, those are the things that actually just come to mind right now. Now, what it does offer you is a very simple gameplay, and I think that was probably the biggest attracting feature of the game for a lot of people. How easy it is to get into the game and go. Basically, the customizations just revolve around your gun. At the end of the day, the developers said that they wanted the gameplay and the combat to be about a man and his gun, which essentially is something that I agree with. Not having to worry about balance with perks or balance with attachments or whatever, because everything is going to be on equal level, and it's easier to balance the game and balance the combat when there are not a million customizations. One reviewer on Pixel Enemy pointed out that there are actually more customizations for one gun inside of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 than there is for an entire class in Medal of Honor. Now, quite a few people played the Medal of Honor open beta. And people ask what has changed since then. I can't say that a lot um, has changed per se. I could say that the hit detection seems to be a little bit more on point. I can also say that the graphics seem to be slightly improved. The maps that would not have been in the beta are awesome because the beta only had two maps. Obviously, there are eight maps now. The level up tree isn't capped as it was in the beta. There's actually quite a few more stuff to unlock. When you reach tier 1, you get veteran weapons, which are basically cooler versions or cooler looking versions to the previous guns with modified stats slightly. You get access to be able to pick guns from the opposing side. For example, if you're an assault man, you got the M16. You're on the US side, you could pick an AK-47 because you're tier 1. And tier 1 has a variety of levels in itself, so when you level up into tier 1, you get a lot of different stuff. It's pretty interesting. There isn't a lot of customizations, it's enough to keep you interested, but definitely, um, yeah, something you want to continue playing. Now, that being said, you hear people saying that Medal of Honor does not seem to have the longevity of or what Call of Duty Black Ops or what they assume Call of Duty Black Ops may have, because it has a lot of game modes, it has a lot of customizations, whatever. But when you look at it at the end of the day, there's still tons of people playing Battlefield 2, Battlefield 1943, Battlefield 2142, Bad Company 1, Bad Company 2. And that's because of the formula that DICE uses in its the way they make their maps. It feels very in like I don't want to say sandbox because it's not completely open, but it feels like you could play a map 10 times and have a different experience in the map. You know, you'll be holding down a different part of the map in different matches. And just generally, because in the beta you only had two maps, and you would have played these two maps probably 50, 60 times. And I mean, yes, you would want to see new scenery, but you still played it. It wasn't that you got so tired of the map, you'll say, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. There was never a time I had that feeling. And I can say that for everyone else that was playing the beta with me. Another thing that you definitely will notice about the new Medal of Honor game is that it seems to be geared for the more hardcore audience. As in terms of when you're playing this game, if you are not focusing, your skill rating will suffer greatly. And I haven't said anything about the skill rating, but this is actually one of my more favorite um, parts of the game or features in the game. I both hate it and love it. The way skill works is that it basically generates an average of your skill based on how well you play in every match, and it then rates it on a leaderboard against your friends. Now, the way skill works is you could play a game, you could do well, and you could gain skill every match. When you first start the game, you're gonna be gaining skill like crazy, and then you're gonna plateau. It's gonna reach the point where they say, well, hey, this is where your skill is at. It may be 1600, it may be 1900, it may be 2000. But from then on, you only start gaining a little bit of skill per match, unless you do really well and still show them that you're above that skill level, right? So when you're on your skill level, you still go up, but it's very small. If you ever play a match and you have a bad game, your skill is gonna drop, and based on how bad you did, it determines how far down or how much skill you lose. So really, it encourages gamers to be on top of their game, which may not probably appeal to the casual audiences more. But to be honest, I don't think casual players look at things beyond kill death ratio. So that aspect of it adds to the hardcore element because you're definitely going to be looking at your skill, definitely be looking at where you are on the leaderboard, and you're going to be striving to get yourself up. Um, the other thing that makes the game pretty hardcore is the way or the rate at which you die. Dying in this game is pretty easy. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to drop dead in this game. It's just gonna happen. And more so, the casual gamer that is accustomed to games that you just sprint halfway through the map and then you go knife someone, or you fire with a pistol from a halfway across the map, you're gonna get owned. Bottom line, um, this the only sprinting you do is from cover to cover, or if you're behind a group of teammates that you're gonna see someone in front of you die first, and then you're gonna stop. You don't run around corners like a nub in this game. Is very unforgiving. You get punished for doing newbie stuff in this game. Um, though, like I said, the game is very easy to play, though it's very hard to master. I personally have not played the single player. It has gotten a lot of mixed reviews. Um, you know, LBT Cross, who's in my clan, he says that the story wasn't great, but he's a man that plays a lot of single player games. He watches a lot of movies, so he's going to be very critical of a story. Whereas the clan leader of TBG said it was the best single player game he's played to date. Other gamers said it was good, some said it was great. So I've received a up and down in the story. Generally, people are saying that it's been a bit short. Some people are saying it's epic. Like I said, a lot of different things are coming about the story. I don't really care about single player. Single player generally in most games, action games with multiplayer, you get about 5 to 8 hours of single player. And I mean, at the end of the day, the game is really about the multiplayer because the multiplayer is going to be played hundreds of hours after the single player. So I don't really focus on multiplayer when I'm talking single player. Sorry, when I'm talking about a game. You always hear me talk about multiplayer. So I just wanted to clarify that for people that are probably wondering what I was talking about or why I didn't mention single player. Um, for those of you who don't have access to a credit card or what's not, I have some keys for Medal of Honor available. They'll be going at $100. If you are a member of our gaming community or you're currently in a clan, it's in the Barbados Gaming Alliance, you will get your copies at $80. So just give me a holler. You could comment here in the blog or show me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.